Hey guys, today's video is about the top 3 new tools inside Affinity Designer version 2. And the first tool of them is the Shape Builder tool, which you can use to create awesome, unique shapes in no time. So everything that comes to your mind and needs the combination of some shapes can be created with the Shape Builder tool. And the first thing we are looking at is this connected circle effect. So we are planning out the finished versions and starting with the circles. And all you need to do is just arrange your shapes you want to use, select them, and go right here in the toolbar to the new shape builder tool you find right here. We can click on it. And here you have different actions to choose from. And we are going with the plus action, which means creating a new shape from selected areas and removing used areas from original objects. And simply we want that the inner circle is above the outer circles on the top side right here. So we are simply holding and moving right here till here and creating a shape out of this, and again right here and a shape out of this. And now we need this one right here and this one. And now we can go with the move tool again right here. We can delete the group and we simply need to add this curve and this curve by going to Boolean operations and clicking plus, and we have our connected circles effect. We can change the color so it is better visible. So for example, giving this one a soft red tone right here, something like this. And we can now select all of them, group them, so we can move them, resize them. And yeah, we are finished with this effect. And now the second example is this Infinity logo, something like this. And we are using simply 6 triangles to create this form. So I have them right here. And as you can see, I'm opening the group. These are simply 3 triangles on each side. We can select all of them or simply select the group. Go again with the shape builder tool, click on the plus action, zoom in, and we see all of the parts, and we need to simply hold and move to create this shape, this logo, whatever. And here, right here. And we are finished with this. We can delete the rest of the group, and right here, by going to the move tool, of course, first. And we have our finished logo, and we can give it a color again, for example, like this. And that's how you can create new shapes in no time easily with the new shape builder tool in Affinity Designer version 2. And the next cool new tool we are looking at is the warp tool. So we're going to the next slide. This is the slide for the warp tool. Right here, I'm zooming out a little bit and like this maybe. And with the warp tool, you can create perspectives easily. You can curve text easily. And I will plan out right here the examples. And we are recreating them. We are starting with the perspective. So we simply need some text. And then we have a new icon underneath the layers right here, which is called warp. We need to click on this one, and we have a lot of settings we can choose and use. And I'm only covering 2 of them, but they work all the same, simply with other effects. So you can test them out if you want to. We're starting with the perspective first. And now we need to move both a little bit down. We're holding down Shift so we can make a straight line. And now make this one to the top and this one to the bottom. And we have our perspective going from here to here. You can simply make it from bigger right here and smaller right here and right here to the bottom. So you have the perspective in the other way around. And what you need to do next, or better to say keep in mind, is you can now simply edit it again by going to this little icon right here, the perspective icon. By clicking right here, you have the warp feature again. So it's not permanent, the change you do. You can simply edit it again. But if you want to give it quick FX or something like this, or work with it, you should have it in curves, otherwise the effects don't work as planned by Affinity Designer. So for example, giving a shadow now will only give a shadow to this inner path. So as you can see right here, we only have a shadow for this inner path and not for our whole text effect. So to do this right, you need to click, and after editing with the warp tool right here, you need to click right here on convert to curves. But keep in mind, after clicking convert on curves to curves, this effect is permanent and you can't change it or change the text or anything else anymore. So, but now you can go to Quick FX and you can give it, for example, outer shadow, and you will see that we now have the outer shadow for our new text effect, so the perspective, with the perspective. And now we can make this invisible again, and we can make our curve text visible to create this curve effects. And with the warp tool, you can easily create curve text curves as well. So you need to go on warp again, and you need to go arc horizontal, and then you can change the volume, for example 20 or 40%, or you can change it right here if you want to, or you can move it right here to the top or something like this. But that's the main feature, adjusting the percentage. And again, for this, as for the perspective, if you want to edit some effects like Quick FX shadows, or you want to work with it, you need to convert to curves first, otherwise you have the problem with applying to this text it was before, but you also lose the chance to edit it after converting to curves. So we will duplicate this one first and convert to curves the one curve right here. And now for the second one, we can go volume -40 to curve it in the other way down. We can now go to convert to curves again and move it right here to create this cool effect where we have this wave out of curve text, something like this. And we can, for example, group it if we want to, by right click and group, or ungroup. If you want to ungroup, make it a little bit smaller, move it like this, and we can give it a color, for example, something like this. It's up to you. Of course, select it. And that's what you can do with the warp tool. As said earlier, you have a lot more effects you can work with. Those are two of them, but they work all the same way. But keep in mind to convert to curves if you want to use some Quick FX or want to work with them in other projects, so you have them as curves. So, and the next one and last tool I want to present you in this video is the knife tool. And with this tool you can create text effects like the slice text effect, or you can slice out some shapes of a rectangle, for example. You can use a rectangle. You can go with the knife tool you find right here in the toolbar, and you can simply cut out a knife with the knife a shape, and you can now select the shape and move it out, maybe turn around a little bit, something like this. And that way you can create unique effects and unique text effects inside Affinity Designer version 2. And we are now recreating this one. So we are making it invisible and making our basic text invisible. So that's just a text window right here, and sliced typed in. So now what we need to do is to go to the knife tool again, and we need to go right here and then holding down control, so we have a straight line, and then cut out something like this, and again select the text and the next slice, and hold down click and hold down control again, and we try to get the same angle again, so like this. And to finish this text effect, we need to use the shape builder tool again. We're going with our plus action again, zooming in a little bit and creating one curve for the top part, one for the middle, also needing this little triangle right here, and one for the bottom part. And now we see we have our three curves, top, bottom, middle, top, deleting this group right here. And what we have to do next is arrange them in the layers tab. So move the top curve to the top, the middle to the middle, and the bottom to the bottom. We can now give it a new color, all of them, something like this. Not for the stroke, for the filling, of course. And now maybe zoom in a little bit and move it a little bit to the top left, or how you want the effect to look like, and the bottom one a little bit to the bottom right, like this. And now we only need to add some shadows. Select all of them. You can do this by clicking on the first curve, holding down Shift and the last one to select all of them between the first and last one selected. Going to Quick FX, going to outer shadow, something like 50, maybe 30 right here, or 20 and 10, and to the bottom or to the bottom right to get this effect, maybe 30. And to have this shadow effect looking right, you need to keep in mind to have the top curve on the top, the middle one on the middle, and the bottom one on the bottom in the layers tab. And after that, we are finished with this text effect, also with the chapter to the knife tool, and with this YouTube video. And if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully see you in the next video, and bye.